For the last 71 years, we've watched some of the greatest moments in sports history.
The Celtics now lead 45. And West with a long jump. Russell deflected it and keeps it. Beautiful play. Feeds off quickly to Havlicek. Has been guarded by Krebs, who is holding back. Goes up. They jump long. Cousy throws it high in the air. And the Boston Celtics are the world champion. Oscar Robertson throws to Kareem. 7 seconds. Winkle. The guy up. Kareem with a big pressure shot.
Hayes setting something up with Larry Bird, who gets it low. Puts a move on Byron Scott. What a move by Larry Bird. Malone is doubled. They swat at it and steal it. Here comes Chicago. 17 seconds. 17 seconds from Game 7 or from championship number 6. Jordan open. Chicago with the lead. It's Kobe again. Portland in 3 timeouts. The Lakers have 2. Bryant to shot.
And this fall, I'm going to take my time to South Beach. Join Miami.
James pulls up. Puts it in. 4-point lead. 35 for LeBron James. Timeout San Antonio.
It's off the runner. Defended by Simmons. Is this the dagger?
But what if we went all the way back and redid it? Today is the year 1952, guys. Welcome back to another episode of NBA History Resimulation on NBA 2K23. Hope you guys are having a great day, and hope you guys enjoyed Game 1 of the NBA Finals. I now know who the Denver Nuggets are playing. It's going to be the Miami Heat. Today is May 30th, so like I said, I'm pre-recording some of these videos, so I'm not caught up to what you guys have seen. So, yeah, let me know what you guys think of the NBA Finals, what you guys think of the matchup, what's your guys' pick. Let me know in the comments below, and hopefully Game 1 was a Denver Nuggets win. In Denver, got home court advantage. We'll see what happens. If you guys want to know all my thoughts on the NBA and what's going on today and with the NBA Finals and all that stuff, actually, I do a podcast with my friend Steven. So if you guys want to check that out, it's in the description down below. Click on the link, and we should have an NBA Finals preview up. So if you guys want to check that out, go down below and check it out. Maybe I'll link it in the comments if I remember. So yeah, if you guys want to know all my thoughts, my pick to win the series, you know what the Nuggets or the Heat match up against each other, yeah, that will be down below. You guys can check that out. But anyways, let's get back to NBA history resim. And obviously the past season, the Rochester Royals won their first NBA title against the New York Knicks. The Knicks have lost 3 straight titles to start NBA history. Pretty rough. 6-6 and then 5. So it ain't getting better. That's for sure. But we'll get to the NBA draft. No rules and stuff. I do have a sheet on the NBA rules and when certain things come into play and whatever. So I know when to get rid of the hand checking. I know when to introduce the 3-point line, all that stuff. But no rules, no rule changes just yet. And also, I do want to talk about the St. Louis Hawks, or it should be the Milwaukee Hawks right now. I guess I could change the name of it, but basically, if you go through and look at where is it, front office, team relocation, and then you can download designs and whatever. I just can't find any of the Milwaukee Hawks, so I've just replaced them with the St. Louis Hawks. The New York Knicks, I got the logo, but the jerseys and the court aren't good. So there's just some little things that aren't quite fixed yet. It's just we're in the 50s. So once we get to about the 60s, then you'll start to see kind of the logos and the names and the courts and the jerseys all kind of look more like how it was. The 50s it's really, or at least early in the 50s, it's really hard. Just people don't make those things, unfortunately. So anyways, that's where we're at. We'll be in the 60s soon enough, and all of those things will be looking a little bit better. And so here in the 1952 NBA draft, there's only one player in this draft, and it's going to be Clyde Lovelett, with the #1 overall pick going to the Boston Celtics. So that's the only pick. I do want to preface that they're usually in past series that I've done this, in past years that I've done the series. I think there might have been more players in this draft class. But like I said, there's just a limit. Every year is different, right? Every 2K is different. Some 2Ks just don't have certain players. Some 2Ks don't have certain teams or logos or whatever. And, you know, it's just one of those years. So that's the only pick this year. Lovelett goes to the Boston Celtics. To be fair, last year, every team had a player picked, including the Hawks getting 2. So, you know, like I said, every 2K is different, and that's just how this one's going to work. Here at the All-Star break here in 1953, the East win once again, 131 to 120. Braun had 18, 3 and 5. Shays was 17 and 6. Grozer was 17. Sharman was 17 as well. For the West, George Mikan had 17, 8 and 5. 14 for Davies. Paul Arizin with 13, 7 and 7. And yeah, there's your All-Star stats. Let me know in the comments below who you guys have as the All-Star MVP. The 1952-1953 NBA season is now complete. 2K votes for Alex Groza to win MVP, averaging 37, 14, and 7. Clyde Lovelett wins Rookie of the Year with Boston, averaging 19.5 points per game, nearly 8 rebounds, couple of assists per game. Red Holzman wins Sixth Man of the Year, and Jack Nichols wins DPOY, getting 3 blocks and a steal per game. All NBA first team got Bob Cousy, Slater Martin, Harry Gallatin, Paul Arizin, and Alex Groza. All NBA second team, Carl Braun, Al Servi, couple of no-teamers, and George Mikan. One thing I did do with all of the no-teams is I gave them 6 or 7 70 overalls. Their potential is really low, so they shouldn't be like insanely good or anything like that. But they are going to be on these all-NBA teams because of that, I'm assuming. So, you know, it's just trying to balance the ridiculous stats from the previous 3 years, but also, you know, getting the right award. So I don't know, we'll see. Bob Davies, Bill Sharman, Joe Fulks, Dolph Shays, and Ed Mackley on the all NBA third team. For all defensive first team, Bob Cousy and George Mikan, and Al Servi on the all defensive second team. See, that's where the problem kind of happens. So yeah, I don't know what I'm gonna do with that. That's tough. I don't want to just go in there and replace them with random dudes, so we might just have to wait it out. That might just be what we have to do. Real quick, let's look at the standings here. The Lakers with the best record in the West and in the NBA. The St. Louis Hawks just went 61 and 21. The Warriors were last in the West at 65 and 17. So that's probably why Bob Cousy wouldn't win MVP, right? Just because they're more likely not going to make the playoffs. But we'll see. So let's see who makes it here. And the St. Louis Hawks have been eliminated, so they do not make the playoffs. So I wouldn't vote for Bob Cousy as MVP. We can look at the stats here and double check. But Groves averaging 37, led the league in scoring. Cousy with only 32, 12 and nearly 10 assists a game. Carl Braun with 32, 6.7 rebounds and 12 assists. See, the rebounding is much lower, which is good. So that's good to have. George Mikan, 29.5 points per game, 15.6 rebounds, and 6 assists per game. So let me know in the comments below, who do you guys have as the MVP? I think Alex Groza deserves it. Yeah. I think he was the best player. So anyways, let's get to the conference finals here. The Warriors, the Nationals, and the Celtics have all been eliminated. So the Boston Celtics, as the #1 seed, gets eliminated. Wow. Okay. Well, to be fair, they had the worst record a year ago, getting the number 1 overall pick in Clyde Lovelett, but they get eliminated in round 1 against the New York Knicks. The Lakers are the 1 seed versus the Royals, trying to get back to the NBA Finals after losing last year to the Royals. And we got the Pistons versus the Knicks. So, game number 1, it goes to the Lakers and the Fort Wayne Pistons, technically. The Royals have been eliminated, so they will not be going back-to-back, and the Lakers, for the 3rd time in 4 years, are back into the NBA Finals. New York ties up that series with the Pistons. Game number 3 goes to the Pistons. George Mikan wins Western Conference Finals MVP, averaging 25, 9.5, and 6 assists per game. Alex Groza averaging 31, 11.7 rebounds per game, and 8 assists. 2.7 blocks as well, nearly 2 steals per game. Alex Groza is having a career. He's a now 3-time scoring champ. All right. At least 1 MVP, possibly more. We'll see what you guys voted for. And because I haven't posted the first episode yet at the time I'm recording this. And now in the NBA Finals for the first time. He's having a great career. But so is George Mikan, who has 2 Finals MVPs. So let's go ahead and jump into a game number 1 with the Pistons versus the Lakers. The Lakers with the number 1 seed and number 1 overall seed in the entire NBA. But into the 4th quarter, it took a 6-0 run for the Lakers to take a 2-point lead. And now with 4.5 minutes to go, the Pistons with a 3-point lead. Down to a minute 44, the Pistons with a 3-point lead. A minute 18, still a 3-point lead. Can the Lakers make this thing close? They can. 107-106, a minute and 10. Let's jump in. So here we go. In Minneapolis, the Pistons up by 1 here in game number 1 of the 1953 NBA Finals. Slater Martin gets it into the post to Mikan. Mikan dribbled and then picked it up. Martin over to Faust. Faust over to Mickelson. Just kind of draining a lot of clock here. 5 on the clock now. A screen from Mikan. Now a nice pass to George Mikan, who gets a dunk. All right. 108-107. The Lakers now have a 1-point lead. Can Detroit... That was, by the way, apparently the Lakers' first lead. That's a lie. That is definitely a lie. Anyways. Ball over to the MVP in Alex Groza. Groza drives on Mikan. Puts it up and no good. He missed it. Faust with the rebound. Out to Slater. A 1-point game. 28 seconds to go. And a foul by Sharman. And Slater Martin will go to the free throw line here. A very good free throw shooter. Hits the first. And now the Minneapolis Lakers up by 2. Free throw number 2 is up and good. And it's a 3-point game. And the Pistons in a tough spot here. They got to get a quick bucket, and then they got to hope that the Lakers can finally miss a free throw. And maybe try not to, foul Slater Martin, foul someone else, and force them to make a free throw. So here we go, the Pistons with 22 on the clock. Groza in the post, and he puts it up, and he gets fouled. It doesn't go in, though. That would have been a huge bucket. But Groza now to the free throw line. He has 33 points now, 34 on 12 of 24 shooting. And he cuts it to 2, and he now cuts it to 1. So Groza hits both free throws. It's a 1-point game once again. Just can you foul anyone else but Slater Martin? He's killing it at the free throw line. He's probably going to make both, and they foul a no-name. Okay, so this is going to really help out the Pistons. Free throw number 1 is good. Free throw number 2 for the Lakers is good. And it's back to a 3-point game. Wow, clutch free throws there by the Lakers. The Pistons will try to get it into the post to Groza. And he kicks it back out on a better positioning. And that's no good. A terrible shot. And the Lakers will win game 1 after trailing with a minute to go. And the Lakers get a big bucket from George Mikan. Big free throws. and the Lakers will take game 1 in the 1953 NBA Finals. Game number 2, once again in Minneapolis, the Lakers with an early lead. Into the half, it's 57-46. At the end of 3, the Lakers with an 8-point lead, and now 2.5 minutes go. It's an 11-point lead. The Lakers trying to pull away, and they will. And they win it 107-96. George Mikan with 28, 6 and 8. Pollard with 23 and 11. For Groza 36, 12 and 7. But it's not enough, as the Lakers are just a little too much for the Fort Wayne Pistons. Now the Lakers with a 2-0 series lead, headed back to the Pistons, to Fort Wayne. And the Pistons with an early lead here in game number 3. Entering the fourth quarter, it's 103-80. A huge third quarter from the Pistons. And that will do it. So the Pistons take game number 3, avoid going down 0-3. And Larry Faust with 22 and 9. Mikan with 22, 6 and 3. Martin with 18, 8 and 9. Also had 5 steals. Groza with 31, 14 and 7. Jarman with 21, 8 and 8. And the Pistons take game number 3. Once again, with the Pistons at home, and they have an early lead. Once again, the Lakers take the lead to end the half, though, 60-58. Into the fourth quarter, the Pistons once again have a lead, and they're blowing out the Lakers 98-76, and that will do it. The Pistons win game 4, tie up the series at 2, 123-104. George Mikan with 26 and 11. Martin with 16 and 17. Groza with 27, 10, and 7. 24 for a no-name. Are you kidding me? Wow. Bill Sharman with 23. And Shaw's with 12, 10, 5 assists, and 5 steals. On to game number 5. A huge game here where the Lakers will be at home. And the Pistons, it was a tie game after 1 into the half. And the Pistons now have a 10-point lead, a 12-point lead here to start the third quarter. Into the fourth quarter, the Pistons up by 14. Can the Lakers come back here? Now just down by 9. Now down by 6, by 7, by 5 with 3.5 minutes to go. 2:40 to go, down by 4. A minute and 13 to go, down by 7. And that might just about be too much for the Lakers, as the Fort Wayne Pistons go into Minneapolis and win a huge game of 5, 131-126. Mikan with 46, 11, and 8, and it wasn't enough, as Groza with 34, 8, and 7. 2 steals, 5 blocks. The MVP, playing out of his mind, gets game number 5 on the road, and now headed back to Fort Wayne here for the Pistons with a chance to close this one out and win their first NBA championship. The Lakers, though, have won their first 2 championships. They're 2-0 in the finals. Will they get this one back on the road and get it back to Minneapolis? They're up by 11 entering the fourth quarter. With 3.5 minutes to go, it's a 6-point game. The Lakers lead it. A minute to go, it's a 7-point game with the Lakers up. And it's 119-113. I don't think that's enough, and it is not. We have the first ever Game 7 in the NBA Finals. Alex Groza with 30, 16, and 6 was not enough, as the Lakers and George Mikan, who had 34 and 11, force a game number 7. Martin had 20 assists, by the way. Wow. And we have a game 7. The first ever NBA Finals Game 7 in Minneapolis. Here we go. The Pistons with an early lead after 1, 32-23, a 9-point lead. Into the second half, into the half, and the Lakers have taken a lead 65-58 into the third quarter. Into the fourth, they have an 89-81 lead, all the way down to 3 minutes left. 113-104. The Lakers lead it. Will the Pistons have enough to come back here? 119-110 with a minute and 24. It doesn't look like it, as the Minneapolis Lakers are once again NBA champions. They go up to 3-0 in the NBA Finals. They win game number 7, the first ever game 7, 129-113 over the Fort Wayne Pistons. Dallas with 26 and 12. Mikan with 18, 6 and 4. Just a team effort here for the Lakers. Groza had a 50 bomb, 11 boards, 6 assists, 3 steals, 5 blocks, and it was not enough. 50 was not enough to beat the Lakers, who have won their third NBA title in 4 years. George Mikan with his third Finals MVP, 28 points per game, 8 rebounds, 5 assists, 3 blocks, and George Mikan on top of the NBA once again, 3 Finals MVPs. So here in the 1953 NBA draft, and with the number 1 overall pick, the Milwaukee Hawks select Cliff Hagan. With the number 2 overall pick, the New York Knicks select Frank Ramsey. With the 3rd overall pick, the Philadelphia Warriors select Ray Felix. At 4, the Fort Wayne Pistons select Kenny Sears. The 5th overall pick, the Syracuse Nationals select Jack Molinas. With the 6th overall pick, the Rochester Royals select Jack George. The 7th overall pick, the Boston Celtics select Walter Dukes. The 8th overall pick, the Minneapolis Lakers select Bob Hubergs. And with the 9th overall pick, the Milwaukee Hawks once again select Richie Reagan. So there you go. There's your 1953 NBA draft. With there being 9 picks, the Hawks got 2 selections. Here in the 1953-1954 NBA All-Star Game, and the East wins once again 134-112. Bob Cousy had 26-4-4. Gallatin with 26-5. Yardley with 16-4-4. Slater Martin for the West had 18-8. Bobby Windsor had 18-7. George Mikan had 16-9, and Davies with 15-9. So let me know who you guys vote for your All-Star MVP. The 1953-1954 NBA season is now complete, and 2K votes for Paul Arizin to win his first MVP award, averaging nearly 36 points per game, 19 rebounds, 9 assists, 2.7 steals, and 0.7 blocks per game. Cliff Hagan wins Rookie of the Year, 25, 11, and nearly 8 assists per game. Larry Faust, 6th Man of the Year. And Defensive Player of the Year, let's go just find a block leader here. Ooh, George Mikan with 222 and 98 steals. Also had over 1,000 rebounds. Yeah, I think we're gonna go with him as our Defensive Player of the Year. Yeah, let's go with George Mikan. So George Mikan wins DPOY, 30 points per game, 14 rebounds, 6 assists, a steal, and 2.7 blocks per game. All NBA first team is Bob Cousy, Slater Martin, Paul Arizin, Harry Gallatin, and Alex Groza. All NBA second team, Al Servi, Carl Braun, Cliff Hagan, George Mikan. All NBA third team, Bill Sharman, Dolph Shays, Yardley, and Ed Macaulay. A couple of Celtics there. All defensive first team, Paul Arizin and George Mikan. And then all defensive second team, Gallatin and Alex Groza. So let's go ahead and look at real quick the NBA standings. Boston had the best record in the East. The Pistons with the second best record. The West, the Royals with the best record, 75-7. The Lakers went 73-9, and the Warriors 70-12. And then with the league leaders here, Paul Arizin led the league in scoring, 35.8 points per game. Gallatin was second at 34. Groza was third at 32.3. Sharman at 32, and Bob Cousy at 31. 19 rebounds for Paul Arizin per game, 16 for Gallatin. Groza with 13, 14 for George Mikan. And the assist leader, Slater Martin, with 18.7 assists per game, 17 assists for Al Servi. And the blocks leader for the real players was George Mikan, also a steal per game. The Syracuse Nationals missed the playoffs. The Milwaukee Hawks do make it to the playoffs. The Royals with the number 1 seed in the West, they don't play anyone here in the first round. The Philadelphia Warriors have been eliminated, and the Pistons, also along with the Hawks, have been eliminated. So no second chance for the Pistons in the NBA Finals. The Lakers are still alive to try and get a second back-to-back championship. The Royals trying to get back after winning 2 years ago. The Celtics and Knicks are battling out as the 1 and 3 seeds. So game number 1, the Lakers win game 1. The Celtics win game 1 in the East. Game number 2, the Lakers win and defeat the Rochester Royals, and we have a tied series with the Celtics and Knicks. Game number 3, and the Boston Celtics are on to the NBA Finals. Is this the first time? It might be. I can't pull it up right now. The Eastern Conference Finals MVP is Ed Macaulay, averaging 26, 6, and 8. And the Western Conference Finals MVP was Slater Martin, 18 points and 16.5 assists per game, along with 3 steals. So, the Lakers and the Celtics in the NBA Finals. Real quick, I do want to look at, where do you find it here? League news and league history. Who was it against? Okay, so it was against the Knicks. So the Boston Celtics are in the NBA Finals for the first time in franchise history. That's where the Knicks lost 3 straight. And then the Lakers have a chance to go back-to-back for the second time and go 4-0 in the NBA Finals. And I simulated through a game instead of Simcast. Whoops. All right. Well, the Lakers win game number 1. George Mikan with 29, 6, and 9. Faust with 27 and 9. Slater Martin with 26 and 15. It was a blowout. They won by 20. Yardley with 27, 5, and 7. Macaulay with 27, 7, and 6. And Clyde Lovelett, who was the Rookie of the Year a year ago, 24 and 8. So, game number 2, once again in Minneapolis, and the Lakers have a lead. Going into the fourth quarter, they lead at 97-82. And this might be another blowout, and it is another blowout. 136 to 117. George Mikan with 36 and 11. Slater Martin with 24, 7, and 19 assists. For the Celtics, Macaulay with 28, 9, and 8. Game number 3, we head to Boston, and the Celtics win the first quarter 27-20. The Lakers win the second quarter, though, and the third quarter looks like. And the Lakers with a 112-97 lead with 4.5 minutes to go. And the Celtics come back. No, they can't. And the Lakers take a 3-0 lead over the Boston Celtics. They win at 130-108. Martin with 28 and 17. Mikan with 28, 12, and 6. Yardley had 21. And the Lakers are 1 game away from going back-to-back for a second time. Game number 4. In Boston, the Celtics win the first 36-23. But here come the Lakers. Just down by 3 into the third, into the fourth. It's 100-93. A high-scoring game. The Celtics with the 7-point lead. Can they avoid a sweep? It's a 2-point game with 1 minute and 3 to go. Let's jump in. So Bob Hubriggs is actually at the free throw line here with a chance to cut the lead. They're down by 2. The first free throw is up and good. Free throw number 2 is also good, and we are all tied up here in Boston. Game number 4. Minneapolis with a 3-0 series lead. Celtics trying to avoid a sweep. Clyde Lovelett goes to the rim. He misses it, and the Lakers come down with it. All tied up at 125. 45 seconds to go. Slater Martin with the ball. Slater will get a screen here. And Slater Martin will drive left. Martin gets fouled, and he will go to the free throw line. Walter Dukes fouls him. And Slater Martin, who's a great free throw shooter, hits the first. Free throw number 2 is up and good. By the way, George Mikan looks like he might have fouled out. We can check here real quick. George Mikan has 1 foul, so no. But Slater Martin has 7. Wait, what? Okay. Not sure what's going on. Yeah. I don't know. Anyways, the Lakers up by 2, 127-125. Into the post to Walter Dukes. Good defense by the Lakers. Dukes will dribble it out. Boston's running out of time here. 3 seconds on the clock. Boston has to put up a tough shot. That's no good. The Lakers with the rebound with 9 seconds to go and a chance to end this thing and win their 4th NBA title. The first free throw is up and good. The second is also good. It's a 4-point game with 9 seconds to go. The Celtics call timeout, but it may not be enough as the Minneapolis Lakers are 9 seconds away from repeating as NBA champions. Yardley puts it up. No good. Rebound goes down to the Lakers, and there will be another foul, and this thing is just about over. 4 seconds to go. The Lakers have won 3 of the 4 first NBA titles. The one other going to the Rochester Royals. And that will do it. The Minneapolis Lakers are NBA champions for the 4th time in 5 years. Back to back for a second time. The Celtics getting to the finals after having the number 1 overall pick just 2 years ago, with drafting Clyde Lovelet, but it was not enough as they get swept. They are the first team in NBA Finals history to get swept. The Lakers the first to sweep an opponent, as you see George Mikan celebrating, and the Lakers are a dynasty, the first dynasty. As you can see them celebrating. I'm assuming George Mikan did foul out, but it did not matter. They win a close one, but they were able to hit their free throws, and the Lakers are NBA champions once again. We'll see who's the Finals MVP. Remember, Slater Martin won the Western Conference Finals MVP. George Mikan has won the first 3 Finals MVPs for the Lakers. So we'll see if he wins Finals MVP once again. But there you go, the Lakers holding up the Larry O'Brien Trophy once again. And the Finals MVP does go
Bill Russell, Finals MVP.
to Slater Martin. So congrats to Slater Martin getting his first Finals MVP. Slater Martin averaged 27.5 points per game, 5 rebounds, 16 assists, 2.5 steals per game, as he is a Finals MVP for the first time in his career at the age of 29. So here in the 1954 NBA draft, and with the number 1 overall pick, the Syracuse Nationals select Bob Pettit. So Bob Pettit is now in the NBA. With the number 2 overall pick, the Milwaukee Hawks select Red Kerr. With the 3rd overall pick, the New York Knicks select Richie Guerin. The 4th overall pick, the Fort Wayne Pistons select Gene Shue. The 5th overall pick, the Philadelphia Warriors select Frank Sylvie. And with the 6th overall pick, the Boston Celtics take Larry Costello. So there you go. There is your 1954 NBA draft. Bob Pettit is now in the league. He's a 92 overall as rookie. He's going to come in and dominate with the Nationals team. So this could be a very interesting offseason. Now, they are all restricted free agents, and obviously back then, I don't think restricted free agency was a thing. I don't even know if free agency was a thing, all right? But this is how it's just going to work. Everyone should go back to their teams, at least all the real players, right? So we'll see what happens. But I'm curious. I mean, if we look at Bob Cousy's offers, yeah, he should go back. Now, if they go back to no team, I'll just trade them back to the team that they were previously on. So we'll see. Hopefully not a lot changes and it doesn't get too crazy. But let's go ahead and see, as everyone's been signed. So Bob Cousy stays with the Hawks. Paul Arizin stays with the Warriors. Faust stays with, Larry Faust headed to Syracuse after winning a title, 4 titles, I guess, or no, three titles with the Minneapolis Lakers. He now leaves to Syracuse to join Bob Pettit. Interesting. George Yardley stays in Boston. Bill Sharman stays with Fort Wayne. Chuck Scher is staying with the Nationals. George King staying with the Hawks. Lloyd staying with the Royals, Cooper staying with the Knicks, and yeah, that's about it. So interesting. One free agent move. Larry Faust, now in Syracuse. He leaves the 2-time defending champs and the 4 out of 5 defending champs. I mean, that could shake some things up with how good Bob Pettit is. The Nationals could be a legitimate title contender. And yeah, they were loving making $251 million in 1954. The 1954-55 All-Star game was down to just a 4-point game. That's actually really good, considering the previous years. The East have now won 6 straight years, but this one they only win by 4. Hagen at 18, 6, and 5 for the East. Yardley with 16. Bob Cousy with 15, 4, and 10 for the West. Bobby Wanzer at 19, 17 for Paul Arizin, 17, 10, and 3 for Mikan. 14 and 10 for Slater Martin. The rookie Bob Pettit with 11. And he's so far averaging 20, 11, and 5 as a rookie. The 1954-1955 NBA season is now over, and the MVP voted by 2K was Paul Arizin with 38 points per game, 18 rebounds, 9 assists, 2.5 steals per game, shot 60% from the field, 92% from the free throw line. Let me know. We'll go over the stats, but let me know who you guys vote for All-Star MVP and the regular season MVPs. Let me know in the comments below. Bob Pettit wins Rookie of the Year. No surprise there. 20 points, 11.7 rebounds, 5 assists, 1 steal, 2 blocks per game. Shooting nearly 60% from the field, 78% from the free throw line. The 6th Man of the Year award is Bob Pettit. So Bob Pettit was coming off the bench for the Nationals. Okay, very cool. Defensive Player of the Year is Paul Arizin. So Paul Arizin could become the first player, I think the first player to win MVP and Defensive Player of the Year. That's as long as you guys vote him for MVP, he could become the first player to do so. A hell of a year for the Philadelphia Warriors, Paul Arizin. Wow. All-NBA first team, Slater, Martin, Bob Cousy, Paul Arizin, Harry Gallatin, and Alex Groza. All-NBA second team, Al Servi, Carl Braun, Cliff Hagan, George Yardley, and George Mikan. All-NBA third team, Bill Sharman, Bob Pettit, and Ed McAuley. And all defensive first team, Paul Arizin and George Mikan. All defensive second team, Bob Cousy. Let's go ahead and look at the NBA standings here real quick. The Nationals, 73-9. So the rookie, Bob Pettit, remember, Larry Faust left the Lakers to go join the Nationals. So now all of a sudden they went from worst to best. 73-9. The Hawks, 71-11. A little bit more balanced this year. And then the Pistons had the worst record in the league. The Warriors went 75-7. So the MVP leading his team to the best record in the league. The Lakers went 70-12 without Larry Faust, and the Royals went 68-14. It will be a very interesting playoffs. The league leader in scoring, Paul Arizin, averaging 38 points per game. Second was Harry Gallatin, Bill Sharman with 30 a game, Bob Cousy with 30 a game, Cliff Hagan with just under 30 a game, as well as Groza. The rebound leaders, Paul Arizin led the league in rebounding. Second was Gallatin. Third was George Mikan. Assist leaders, Al Servi led the league in assists. Martin was second. Steals per game, Paul Arizin led the league in steals. Part of the reason why he won Defensive Player of the Year. So, on to the NBA playoffs. The Fort Wayne Pistons did not make the playoffs. The Warriors with the 1 seed in the West, and the Nationals with the 1 seed in the East. The Royals have been eliminated. The St. Louis Hawks, also the Syracuse Nationals. So the Rookie of the Year and Larry Faust, the first free agent to leave and join another team, get eliminated in round 1 to the Boston Celtics. So both the 1 and 2 seeds, by the way, in the East lose. Wow, okay. So it will be the Warriors and the Lakers in the Western Conference Finals, and the Knicks versus the Celtics in the Eastern Conference Finals. The Warriors have not been to the finals yet. The Lakers obviously winning 4 of 5. The Knicks losing 3 of the 5, the first 3, and the Celtics losing just a couple of years ago, or was that last year? That was last year that they lost. So they're trying to get back to a second straight NBA Finals. Game number 1, the Lakers beat the Warriors in game 1. The Knicks win game 1 in the East. Game number 2, the Philadelphia Warriors, a team with the best record in the league, get eliminated. The MVP gets eliminated in the conference finals. The Lakers are on to their 5th NBA Finals in 6 years. What the heck? Holy moly. All right. Game number 3, and the Boston Celtics have been eliminated. Slater Martin wins conference finals MVP for a second straight year, averaging 30 and 17 assists. Eastern Conference Finals MVP is Harry Gallatin, averaging 26, 11, and 7. And we have a repeat of the NBA Finals from the first 2 years. Remember, the Lakers defeated the Knicks the first 2 years of the NBA. And by the way, I said that the first Game 7 was a couple of years ago against the Pistons. I lied. Actually, there was the first Game 7 in that NBA Finals the last time these two teams faced off in the NBA Finals. I didn't have my sheet up, so I forgot about that. So there's been 2 Game 7s. My bad. Previously, last episode, the second NBA Finals, there was a Game 7. But we have a rematch. The Knicks have already lost 3 NBA Finals. The Lakers have already won 4 NBA titles. Will history repeat itself again, and the Lakers becoming the first team ever to three-peat? Or will the Knicks finally break through and win their first NBA championship? The Lakers do have home court advantage, and into the second half, they lead at 66-50 here in game number 1. Into the fourth quarter, it is a blowout. 132-96. Slater Martin with 34 and 19. Pollard with 24 and 5. Hugh Brooks with 19 and 9. Mikan with 14, 11 and 6. Gallatin with 32 and 9 and 5 in game 1 goes to the Minneapolis Lakers. Game number 2, the Lakers with the lead going into the half. They have a 5-point lead here towards the end of the third quarter. Now it's back and forth into the fourth. A 2-point lead for the Knicks. Now a minute to go. We're all tied up at 103. Let's jump in.
George Mikan starts it off with a mid-range hook shot that he hits, gives the Lakers a 2-point lead. What a start. All right, 50 seconds to go. The Lakers with a 2-point lead. Braun with the ball in the post to Gallatin. Gallatin gets a double, kind of a terrible double. A pass out here, McGuire with the ball. Gallatin gives him a screen, and they kick it out back to Gallatin. Gallatin, nice head fake, drives right, puts it up, and that's good. 105, timeout. Minneapolis, 29.8 seconds to go. The Lakers will once again have possession. 30 seconds to go. Can they once again take a lead? This would give them a 2-0 series lead if they can win it. Hubriggs kicks it out to Slater. 24 seconds left. Slater Martin counting, getting the clock down. 10 on the shot clock. Martin, he drives, puts it up, tough shot, and it's good! Slater Martin, what a tough shot. 12 seconds to go. My goodness, Slater Martin. Wow, he turned into an absolute superstar for this team. 12 seconds to go. 2-point game. McGuire with possession. 6 on the clock. 5. Gallatin in the post. Puts it up. No good. Rebound Mickelson. 2 seconds to go. And that might do it. Free throw 1 is good. And the second to seal it is up and good. 4-point lead for the Lakers. They're going to take a 2-0 series lead.
Game number 3 now in New York with the Lakers with a 2-0 series lead. And after the first half, the Knicks have a 62-42 lead. So the Knicks trying to avoid being swept here. Well, I guess going down 3-0, right? They're up by 14 into the fourth, and they're gonna get an easy win here. 113-95, the Knicks win it. Gallatin 39, 12, and 9. Mikan with 25, 6 and 5. The Knicks take their first game in these NBA Finals, and it's a 2-1 series lead for the Minneapolis Lakers. The Lakers now in Game 4 with an early lead. The Knicks trying to fight back and going a little bit back and forth here into the fourth quarter. Now 93-93, a massive scoring quarter for both teams. 46-42 in the third quarter. And now into the fourth, the Knicks with a 3-point lead. Now the Lakers with the 1-point lead. Down to 40 seconds, the Knicks with a 2-point lead. All tied up with 16 seconds to go. I mean, now we got to jump in this one. 16 seconds to go, all tied up.
All right, so the Knicks at the free throw line, and the first is up and good. So big free throws here for McGuire, and the second one is good, and the Knicks take a 2-point lead with 16 seconds to go. Can the Lakers tie it up and force overtime? Ball is in to Slater Martin. Martin at the top of the key. Drives left, and all of a sudden he has a wide open layup. A huge breakdown by the Knicks defense. Not sure what was happening there. 4 on the clock. 3, 2, McGuire, what a pass to Gallatin who dunks it. 1.5 seconds to go. Are you kidding me? Martin, no good, and the Knicks tie up the series at 2. What a pass to Gallatin, who got the dunk to give the Knicks a 2-point lead with a second to go. Man, the Knicks tie up the series at 2. What a series.
So game 5 back to Minneapolis, and the Knicks have a 10-point lead after 1, but the Lakers have come back, and now it's back and forth. We go into the fourth. The Lakers starting to pull away, up by 7. Now a minute and a half to go, up by 5. 24 seconds to go, up by 7, and that will do it. The Minneapolis Lakers will win game 5, take a 3-2 series lead. Slater Martin with 43 and 9 assists. Braun with 32. Gallatin with a triple-double, 21, 11, and 10. And the Knicks take a 3-2 series lead. And now game 6 back to New York. And the Lakers had a lead at one point. The Knicks take the lead back, and they lead it by 6 in the third quarter. Into the fourth, 6 minutes to go, 108-107. Got another close game. 2 minutes to go, it's all tied up at 114. 53 seconds to go. The Knicks have a 4-point lead. Now a 6-point lead, and that will do it. We have another game 7. The Knicks win at 126-122. Pollard with 23 and 5. Gallatin with 32, 12, and 9. And game 7 in Minneapolis. We had a game 7 2 years ago where the Lakers beat the Pistons in game 7. That was in Minneapolis. The Lakers trying to repeat, be the first team to do that. The Knicks trying not to go 0-4 in the NBA Finals. Here we go. Game 7. The Knicks with an early lead into the second quarter. Now the Lakers coming back, and into the third quarter, it's a 1-point lead for the Knicks. Back and forth we go into the fourth. 90-85, the Lakers now have a lead. 2.5 minutes to go, it's 114-110. A minute to go, it's 118-116. 120-116. And now 120-118. I'm assuming the Lakers are going to have the ball here. Let's jump in with 1 minute and 6 to go. The Lakers up by 2.
We've had so many close games in this series, and of course, it's going to end in another close game. The Knicks with the ball, down by 2. Gallatin in the post. He drives right. What a pass to Simmons. And Simmons puts it in. 120-120. What a cut. What a pass. Now 50 seconds to go. All tied up. Game number 7 and the NBA Finals. Slater Martin drives. Gets stuck. Kicks it out to Hubriggs. Out to Mickelson. 6 on the shot clock. Mickelson. Into the post to Mikan. Mikan, 2 on the clock, puts it up. Good! What a shot by George Mikan. 31 seconds to go. Braun with the ball. And they're going to call a timeout. I mean, what a series. This has by far been the best series so far in our NBA history. I mean, down to a game 7, 28 seconds to go. It's a 2-point game. The Knicks trying to tie it up. Pass in to Simmons. Over to McGuire. They'll let the shot clock kind of come down a bit. Gallatin puts it up. No good! The Lakers with the rebound. And it will come down to two free throws. I can't speak. The free throw number 1 is good. It's a 3-point lead. And free throw number 2 is good. A 4-point lead. 16 seconds to go. The Knicks got to hurry. McGuire kicks it out to Gallatin. That was nearly backcourt violation. The long two's no good. Pollard with the rebound. And that will just about do it. The Lakers, a huge clutch shot by George Mikan that gave him a 2-point lead. Then Gallatin missed a hook shot to tie it. And the Lakers now take a 5-point lead. 7 seconds to go. Ball into McGuire. No timeouts for the Knicks. 3 on the clock. 2. Corner 2. No good. And for the first time in NBA history, we have a three-peat. The Minneapolis Lakers win their 5th title in 6 years. They've now won 3 straight, and the dynasty continues in Minneapolis. What a run for the Lakers. 5 NBA titles in 6 years. On the other side, the Knicks, after losing 3 straight to start our NBA history, they finally clawed their way back to the NBA Finals to lose a 4th NBA title in 6 years. Wow. Wow, wow, wow. On to the trophy celebration here. The Minneapolis Lakers once again will hoist the Larry O'Brien trophy. We'll see who Finals MVP is. Slater Martin won the Finals MVP a year ago. George Mikan has 3 Finals MVPs, the first 3 Finals MVPs for the Lakers. Martin with the one last year. And we'll see. Martin won the Conference Finals MVP. And he's had some massive games in this series. And yep, Slater Martin will win his 2nd straight Finals MVP. Wow, what a run for the Lakers, man. I mean, George Mikan, though, hitting possibly the biggest shot of the game. What a run.
So the Lakers, a three-peat. Slater Martin, 25 a game, 14 assists, wins Finals MVP for his 2nd straight year. George Mikan with an unbelievable shot to give him that 2-point lead and ended up being the game winner. And, I mean, this dynasty just continues. I did not think they would three-peat and win 5 of 6. That was, I mean, usually, right? In past years when we've done this, it was the Rochester Royals who started off hot. And then, you know, whoever drafted Bob Cousy would then go on a run and whatnot. But George Mikan, Slater Martin, they've continued to dominate. And, yeah, they win their 5th finals in 6 years. Unbelievable. Hope you guys enjoyed it. That like button if you did. Subscribe if you guys are new to the channel. And like I said, if you guys are following the NBA Finals in real life, the Denver Nuggets and the Miami Heat in the finals. If you guys want to hear me discuss that series as a Nuggets fan, go down in the description. I do have a podcast with my friend Steven. It's called Behind the Glass. You guys can search it on Spotify, Apple Podcasts, whatever you guys listen to podcasts. It's on there. So hope you guys enjoy that. If you do listen to it, I appreciate it. If you do take a listen, and comment down below what you guys think in real life. Who's winning the title? Nuggets? Heat? If you guys want to know my pick, check out the podcast. And I'll see you guys in the year 1955. Yeah. I'll see you guys in 1955.